talk about as an SEO campaign, right? Um, when I set up a campaign, I look at this and I create something like this just as a reference marker. It could be a Word doc, it could be a PDF, it could be whatever. You know, we have an example of a business goal, and in this case, what is our business goal? We, in this case, and this is based on a real conversation and a real campaign that we're developing, we have a book sale of a key association member. We look at this as a revenue generator for our association, whether it's the public or it's the members themselves. And so this becomes that document that you can begin to set up to handle that incredible complexity of what SEO is, what are the systems you're using, and who are the people who are involved in it. So in this case, I just kind of write down what's the scenario, right? What is the business challenge? And again, this one is pushing a new book. They're not generating the sales, right? They don't know why they're not generating the sales. They looked at this book. They thought it could generate $100,000 in sales. It's produced $15,000. What's going on? We thought this was a sure winner. We put all this time, energy into publication. We've paid all this money in advance. We're not only not making money, we're losing money. The association brings in someone with a background in SEO to help, right? So, from an SEO perspective, just a purely technical perspective, what are the keywords that we were using? How does it relate to the topic? And you can begin to unravel sort of where things, weren't fully optimized. What are the keywords that are coordinated in these activities? How did we coordinate those, right? And then did we use the tools to see, did it rank, did it produce results? So this is just one small thing, right? And let's just say in this example, you are an executive of an association. You have a pretty good idea what the board is going to ask you about and how you're held to account on what the association is doing with some pretty key metrics, member engagement, revenue, events, online publication, certification. You have these key business goals that you need to relate back to the board. Well, this can be a part of that, and maybe you hand this to your marketing manager, maybe you hand this to your SEO specialist. It doesn't really matter who runs it, but you take your business goal and you begin kind of defining out how do you get from point A to point B. In this particular case, I just kind of talked about working on those keywords and coordinating the pages and the posts and the emails. If I have a better idea, we change it. We see if we can move the needle. And this comes from another engagement we have with an association where people were really into the social media aspect of promoting the information and the services for the association, but they just weren't seeing the traffic. And they only began to see the traffic as they began to coordinate information on the page that they were trying to get people to with the social media posts. And then now the social media director is able to really take advantage of the platform, take advantage of their information and their services, and then that person can say, hey, I just increased traffic by 15%, by 30%.